Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Blown for Good, Scientology Exposed. I've got my lovely wife Claire here today.
Hey, 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 happy Sunday and happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yes, we were told that it was today is Canadian Thanksgiving, and I was wondering, like, did the pilgrims just like come through like Canada, and they were just like, "Hey, we're heading down there for November. You guys want to have Thanksgiving a month early up here?"
I did not Google the story behind Canadian Thanksgiving, but hey, Thanksgiving is, no matter what country it is my favorite
Like
holiday. We have lots to be thankful
we haven't
for.
gotten down there to give them like bed bugs and all the other shit we brought over
Oh
here.
gosh.
So for them to give thanks to.
Oh,
As usual, tell us in the comments where you're watching from today, and you will automatically be entered in to win a giveaway at the end of the video. And we're going to be
yes.
giving away Davy dolls, fake Navy dolls, Space Navy Davy.
Yep, and just a reminder, we
Uh-oh.
have our fake Navy Davy photo contest
Yes.
reset for the month of October.
Yes.
Leading up to Christmas, we figured, hey, what the heck? Let's have some fun with this,
Yeah,
right?
let's keep doing it.
Yep.
It's another reason for people to get some Davy dolls. Support the all of the proceeds from the Davy dolls go to the supporting the Michael J. Render Aftermath Foundation.
Yes.
So we like that. And okay, cool. You want to read off a few comments while we wait for everybody to show up?
Yep. Good
And
idea.
here we go.
All right.
That's a Canadian Thanksgiving guy.
Okay. Ryan, too bad you had to schedule this during our Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. Some of us will be too busy eating. Will you have fun with that, Ryan?
Yeah, the replay crew.
Yeah.
Eat
And
it up.
Phil and I did a pre-recorded episode this week because Phil is also celebrating Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadians.
Yeah, and we'll put a link to the Aftermath Foundation feed. I couldn't redirect it because I already made it go live. So we'll put a link in that in the description so you guys can go over and watch
Yeah,
that.
we did. Phil and I did Hit or Myth.
They debunk Scientology myths, what they tell their members and what actual reality is.
Yes, exactly. So it was fun. All right, Scientology Geek, hello from New England. Thanks for
Yay.
being here. Sherry, hello, all from Minnesota. Karen, hello from a work event in Palm Springs. Oh, we're going to be talking about that neck of the woods today.
We are.
Nancy Jane, good afternoon from Greater Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a beautiful day here now that summer is gone.
That's right. And before I forget, do I have this picture? I do have this picture somewhere. Hold on. I got it. Mark Fisher and
Oh, he's
Janet.
in the chat too. Hi, Mark.
Mark Fisher and Janet are, of course, my photos are all the way at the bottom. They are celebrating 1 million views on their channel.
Boom.
And so you have to go over to Scientology Peeling the Onion.
Yep.
And they're doing a live stream on Wednesday. Mark can put we'll put that in the description too, but you guys can put that in the chat if you want people to know specifics or a link or whatever you want, Mark. I think they can do it in there. They have to just say the time. If you put the link, it'll I think it doesn't let you do links.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
All right, Rose in the house. Greetings from the Willamette Valley. Betsy Sue, greetings from Cameron, North Carolina. S. Parker, hello from Northern New England. My second live stream. Nice. Thank you for being here. Trevedon, oh, good evening from the Netherlands. Gretchen Philly, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Nice. Canada loves Ukraine. Hi from Toronto, Canada area. Awesome. Necessary Trouble in the house. Hello from a cold and rainy Montana. I love the fall. Mary Kay London. Hi from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Very overcast day here. Karen, Netherlands and England in the house. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we always got people from England and Netherlands.
Hello from Northern California. Nice. Deborah, hello from Wisconsin Dells, making crab apple jelly while listening today. Happy Sunday. Loved Mormon stories. Yes, we've gotten so many great comments, emails, all kinds of things from our marathon Mormon stories.
Yeah. Was
part one
it
and part
11
two.
hours?
Yes, 11 hours.
Yeah. So if you're just getting over here from the Mormon stories, we understand if you can watch an hour a night or whatever you break it up.
It took us like 4 or 5 days to recover from that.
It really did.
I mean, it was great, but it was
travel,
long.
2 days of recording, travel.
Very, very heavy subject.
Zip, zip, zip.
Yeah. Brian, hi from Portland, Oregon. Nice Scientology peeling the onion. Hello, everyone. Mark here. Hi,
Nice.
Mark. Congrats on
Gave
your
me a shout out.
milestone. Yes, exactly. Valerie, hi from British Columbia. Joseph, Brian, Stanley, happy Sunday from Speedway, Indiana. Nice.
I like this one.
Billy Tuff, greetings from Gold Base. I'm sneakily watching.
That
Yes.
would be so amazing if somebody really was. I'm pretty sure he's messing around, but,
Yeah, but
it would
has
be
happened.
funny. Yeah,
it has happened.
Ron Miscavige and John Brousseau both listened to a radio show that I did on Coast to Coast AM, KFI AM 640.
Yep.
They both listened to it.
Yes.
On their iPads.
Yes.
Because they had a radio app on their iPads.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, that's what Ron and Becky got in trouble very shortly before they escaped.
Yeah.
They got in trouble because Becky was like, yeah, Mark brings up some good points. We should write a report. Anyway, as soon as they were like, what? You're listening to Mark Headley on the radio? Boom.
Yeah.
Trouble.
Megan, hi from North Dakota. Terry Hodgson, hi from Pittsburgh. SB Danny, hi from Clearwater, Florida. Nice. Lynette, hi from Grand Rapids. Nice. Pam, watching from California. Sally, hello from Safety Harbor, Florida. Oh, location of one of our favorite restaurants.
Yes, Giggle Waters.
Boom.
Giggle Waters. If you live in Safety Harbor, if you live anywhere around Safety Harbor in Florida, you've got to go to Giggle Waters.
Yeah.
You've got to. Just go once. If you don't like it, fine, but you'll like it.
This is not a paid sponsorship. We just love the people and the restaurant.
Yeah, we know the owners. Tell them Blown for Good sent you, or Mark Headley and Claire Headley sent you, and they're going to roll out the red carpet for you.
Yes, for sure. Grace Case, hello from Austin. All right. Nancy Jane from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Awesome. I think I'll do a few more and then we're out. There's like
Katrina,
a lot today.
Hi from Reading, UK. Good to see you all. Yes, thank you. We made it. DDK, Rainy Rhode Island. Nice. Here in Colorado, it is sunny but chilly on the chilly side, but it's beautiful. The
really
colors are amazing. JBB, Jib 57, Chicago. Awesome. Bear's Mom, Indiana. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Mondi Mops, hi from Rugby, England. Nice. Jacob, watching from Monrovia in LA County, California. Hello, Mark, Claire, and chat.
Okay, these are the last two.
Great energy today. Valhalla, greetings from Texas. I finally caught a live. Happy dance. Yay. All right, we did that one already.
Okay, that's it.
We're good.
We
made
did
it to the end, folks.
We
made it to the end of the beginning.
We made it to the end of the beginning.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to play a video. Now, this video is a video that was made at Golden Era Productions, and it's old enough that Mitch Brisker is still in it.
Right.
Okay, so it's not like within the last few years, but it maybe be like 6-7 years ago, I think maybe they did this video.
Yeah.
And this was during the time period when they were getting rid of all the manufacturing stuff at Golden Era Productions, or had already getting rid of it, and they were only doing the internal training films because they don't really sell those. They lease them to the organizations. So there's a little gray area because you can't have people work and make stuff that somebody sells, the property you live on. If that property also sells things and you live there, that's a huge indicator for human trafficking. So they had to get rid of all that stuff.
Yep.
And then, did you unstar all those things? Lost all my comments.
I didn't.
Okay, whatever. It's all good. Anyway, so we're going to play their video. It's a few minutes long. And then we're going to go through the video and we're going to tell you a bunch of stuff, where the things are and all that. And then we have a drone video of the property that we're going to just play, and we're going to just talk over it.
Yes.
Okay. So let's do the video. We'll start right with the this thing. Let me make sure I can pull it up over here. And here we go. We're going to play this thing. We're going to yap while it's playing.
You should switch YouTube.
I remember my dad once telling one of his friends, Crystal likes helping people.
Crystal. This is Crystal S. We won't use their last
Taking care
name.
of people who love taking care of people.
But the funny part is jogging and bicycling on
Yeah,
the property.
never happening. Nobody ever did this. Nobody was playing basketball in the middle of the day. If we had exercise time, it was at 10:30.
Yes, exactly.
This is all bullshit. Like, basically, this is make-believe.
She's running to the Cine Castle.
Yeah,
That's
so that
not
big
where-
sign is right on the highway.
Films, documentaries, public service announcements.
From literacy programs to drug
It's a
education.
Braun.
Ron Walker.
Everything
He's
that we
somebody who
produce here
escaped.
is
tried to
helping
escape
that
several times. I think he's actually out now,
educates them,
by
and
the
it
way.
helps them, and it helps people, millions of people around the world.
Catherine Fraser.
Done right from here.
There's Bronwyn in the background at reception.
Yeah,
Her husband escaped. She escaped a few times, but they got her back.
He realized that in the
Here's
modern
Mitchie
age
boy.
we live in, if
Her
Scientology
elder
were
parents
to
are
be
confined in
correctly taught
Florida.
the way it's supposed to be,
In the
people would need to see how it's
Yeah.
done. He wrote a core body of films which comprise a total of
Those are all the technical
and
training films,
within
all
that
of those,
is
and the public
contained
films.
the
And of course,
basics
Mitch
of
now
the
has books
scriptures.
In such a way that's artistic
What is it? Signed
and
with a big
aesthetic.
line.
Yeah,
It's like a visual
Caroline
guide
Lizers.
for,
That was the movie we
Scientologists
shot
to be able
with
to apply the
Isaac Hayes,
principles
that
of
space
our
bullshit.
knowledge.
These
Darius
were not dry
Rucker,
films. I mean, these
Bodie
were films
Elfman,
that were full of
David
life,
O'Donnell,
full of
Dave
characters,
Rupert,
full of examples.
Ron Somerville, Tony Pinder,
And
Chris
that's
Oh, you were
Olander.
in that movie, too.
I was.
First off, it's a very large
That's the
campus
Cine
with a lot of
Castle.
buildings and a lot of square
Nobody
footage.
ever walks on those paths.
Yeah, Trevor said another film they have to reshoot.
Originally,
Yeah,
before we
Eve
got it,
Laws,
this
Captain
used to be
Fraser.
a
That's the
resort.
lower. That's
In fact,
MCI,
it's called
Master
Gilman
Canyon
Hot
Inn, where we
Springs.
would
We
eat.
purchased it in 1978 and
And
we
yeah,
built it into
Kathy
this,
Kathy
spectacular studio.
Hawkins,
There's over
ex-wife.
100
Yep.
different
And
buildings
she
here,
appeared on
be it
Anderson
studios or the
Cooper's
music
History of
studios or
Violence
the
as
Yeah.
one of the
This is where we live.
nicknamed Inchwives.
It's really
Like,
extraordinary
That's
the
birthing.
amount of
Yep,
care
birthing.
that goes into
That's a birthing
making
room. That's a
sure
Seaward
we're
birthing
doing
room.
well,
It's
that
Adam Ravini.
we
He's
have
a
everything
composer.
we need.
All the way down to
And you weren't allowed
personal
to have
staff
family
dentist.
photos.
Everything is
or
in-house,
birth
like
It's
you
a dentist.
all
It's
these
Ron Somerville,
facilities that
Leah
you need for
Chisholm,
production.
Yep.
Really is
Adam
distraction
Ravini,
for the
Henning
environment
Bendorf.
that you can just create.
This is our main studio.
Tim
Cine
Larkin.
Castle. It's 72,000 square
That's the
feet of
building I
production
built. That's Bob
facilities.
Ferris.
It includes art department, costumes,
Ron.
makeup, research, sets and props,
Oh,
construction.
that was
It has two sound stages.
Yeah,
He married
Winston,
my
The largest
cousin.
of which
Miller.
is 20,000
Yeah.
square feet.
That's the
which is
studio.
equivalent
That's
of
the
a football
grid.
field
Pictures
or
taken
4
from the
NBA
grid.
basketball
Yeah,
fields. And it's one of the largest
Dark
freestanding
history of
studios
I
that.
made that up. Largest
in,
freestanding
North
soundstage.
America.
I just literally pulled that out of my
Every
ass
single
one day and I
person
still use
that
it.
works here is an
Samantha,
artist. You know, you get
Chris
paid
Mayfield,
died in
people, and
Seth
you get
Price,
fantastic products,
John Gonzalez, Chris
award-winning
Mayfield.
documentaries, ads, and so forth.
We don't set limits on
Leah.
creativity.
We said we weren't going to use the last names, and I've been saying it every single time. There's
We
lists
have
of all these
22
people
editing
that work.
stations.
Somebody's
We
asked
produce
to
over
say,
2,400 films
Oh.
and videos in a year.
We have a lot of footage that comes in here. We have 140 hours.
Testing,
of footage
testing.
from
1,
20
2, 3.
countries that
Testing,
comes in.
testing. Is
There
that
you
better?
go.
There
Now
you
you're
go.
loud.
Yep, now I'm louder.
The video audio is playing twice. I know I don't know how to fix that, but I don't mind because it'll make it a little tougher for. You could go watch the video. We'll put a link to the audio. We'll put a link to the video, and you guys can watch it.
Yeah.
We're just showing you this is what they make the place look like.
This is their puff piece. It's
Yeah.
not so much about what they're saying or doing. It's just the facade that they're presenting.
And we wanted to show you a bunch of these buildings. Mm-hmm. And Claire's talking about the people, and I'm talking about the people. We're not talking about that's Luanda.
Yeah, so Luanda joined the Sea organization when she was about 12 and started working at that property when she was 14 years
14,
old.
yeah. That other girl too. This is translations unit. The Ron's technical compilations unit. That's what's his name? Nate. I didn't know that guy. That's what's
That's
her name?
Naomi.
Naomi. They're typesetting all the books and lectures and transcripts.
That's our friend Mitch. Yay,
Mitch.
Mitch on getting
That's
out.
Linnea. She was my boss for a while. That's Chris. She works in Lecture Mix now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, those are Studer A60s or A20s.
Spent many all-nighters in these areas.
Yeah,
I was seeing the anyway.
that's a mix. That's a lecture mix room. There's not a lot of time for stories. You just have to describe what it is. Okay,
Okay, fair enough.
that's lecture mix again. They're doing a whole segment on lecture mixing.
Chris,
This-
he also escaped and got brought back.
Yeah, the funny thing about this is that L. Ron Hubbard. Oh, now they're doing CDs. There's Mitch talking about that. Mm-hmm. That's old Hubtard himself. He recorded. He was a master recordist and a master mixer. That's why he recorded 3,000 horrible lectures that had to be that spent 40 years for them to make them listen.
For
to
sure,
them.
absolutely.
That's the film lab. Probably spent about $5 million on the building, $5 million on the equipment, and right when they finished building it, we switched over to digital, and there was no reason to process daily film, no reason to do answer prints, copy prints, prints, because everything is digital now. And so they basically blew $10 million of Scientologists' money for no reason, because by the time it was done, we didn't need it. And now they scan old films and retouch them frame at a time, because they have hundreds of people there that have nothing to do because they don't make anything anymore, and they can't get rid of them because they know a bunch of dirt about David Miscavige. So they sit there and they retouch films one frame at a time.
Yeah, and I guarantee all the people sitting at the desks, they don't work there. It's all just staged puff piece.
Oh yeah, this video is movie magic. Half these things are empty, or people are sleeping on their desks because they've been up all night. And also all these people in this video are heavily made up, hair did, makeup, the whole thing for this video. Like they got new hairdos for this video. So these gals are not looking like this on a daily basis.
No.
It's a lot rougher. Did we show where the pancakes were? Oh, I missed the pancakes. They probably didn't put the cassettes in here because cassettes are kind of old-timey. That's video editing, offline and online editing. These are the events we used to put on. There's Davy Boy, fake Navy Davy.
I don't know who that guy is.
I think he's one of the video directors. I can't remember his name. Mitch would know.
Yeah.
Or somebody maybe in the pancakes. In the comments knows. Kate Markowitz. She
also escaped.
She also
and was
escaped
brought
and
back.
was jammed back. Look at there. Oh, we're so excited for all this propaganda. Yum, yum, yum. I can't remember what his name is. They probably said his name in the beginning. Gary Ravenscroft, or
I don't know.
I don't know his name. This is one of the propaganda videos we do for one of those events, talking about all the millions of people where they're volunteering. That's Mitch on the set. And yeah, I think she's the Cine secretary. She's over Cine now, Aaliyah. She used to be in the qualifications division.
She did. She worked under me back
staff
in
section officer.
early 90s. Yeah, she's another one that was brought there as a teenager.
Staff training officer. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There's Henning. He's the one who makes all those high Hitler stages. Naomi. She's married to QC, the guy who runs SMP, the media. What's it called? The Twitter trolls.
Yeah, and his mom.
Stan.
His mom works for Office of Special Affairs.
Yes.
Yep.
And his dad used to work for my stepdad. My mom's
Small world.
husband 3 or 2 or 3 or
Crazy.
whatever it is.
Yeah, I know.
There's Crystal back out running again.
Yeah.
Sure, Crystal.
Yeah.
Sure.
With
Anybody who's been to the base.
with headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not even a
Anybody
thing.
who's been at the base sees that. They're like, oh, yeah, that's such a load of crap.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the video. Okay. What's this? Oh, I lost my mouse. Oh, man. Now we're playing Get Out. Where's that mouse?
It's over there.
7 screens away.
It's all
There.
good.
Okay.
Well, here I can.
No, it's good. I got
Okay,
it.
there
I got it. just had to get there's 7 screens in here,
And somehow Mark's mouse can travel from his
it's only when I leave.
laptop over to
it's only when I leave that computer over there. Okay, so here's the video review. Now, Clara did this little slide deck here. She made it pretty fancy. Thank you for that, Clara.
Yes, thank you.
But she put timestamps in here. So if you go back and watch that video, you can look at the timestamps to see when these people come up in the video, and you can listen to the audio if you want it. So we'll put a link to that original video in the description, but it's from a YouTube channel called The Truth Project, but it's a Golden Era Productions video.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like, what is going on?
You know what? I have
with
an
this?
idea. Why don't we just link to the in-depth review that Mitch did of that video instead?
Sure. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what we'll do.
Perfect.
Okay. This is the map of the entire international headquarters, just so you can see what they showed there. And this is in the inside cover of my both books.
Yes.
Of the hardback and the paperback
Yep.
have the map in the book. And then it has a little key that says what every single building and location and all that stuff is. So that's a good cheat sheet if you want to follow along with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so first Joggy McJoggenstein is Crystal. And this is a screenshot from the Golden Era video. And this is a screenshot from a hate video Crystal did on yours truly.
Yes.
Okay. And the funniest thing was, I'm going to tell the story.
Yep.
Because might as well.
Might as
We can
well.
get a little background on
Yeah.
good old Crystal over here.
Let's do a deep
Crystal
dive.
is one.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Sure. Yeah, but you can see what the price is.
Okie dokie.
Cost what it costs.
All righty
Okay.
then.
Anyway, Crystal was the staff section officer, right? Or the staff training officer. She worked in the qualifications division.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get me up there to do something. I don't even remember what it was. It was an interview, or I was supposed to go and get an interrogation or something. And I was like,
You were in trouble at the
I
time.
was in trouble for something. I did something David Miscavige didn't like. And they said, oh, you got to come up here. And I came up there and they said, oh, we're going to do an interview. And I was like, fuck you. I got shit to do. I'm leaving. And she was going to get in big trouble if I left. So she grabbed me by my shirt and was like, you have to stay here. And I was like, oh, do you think grabbing me by the shirt is going to keep me here? And I just started leaving the building. And she was holding on to my shirt and she fell.
Oopsies. You ripped your button open there. You got all excited about the project.
Take it easy there.
Red Rider.
Anyway, take it easy there, Red Rider. So she takes my shirt and she's holding onto it. As I'm walking out, she's still holding onto it. And she falls down because I'm walking and she's not. And then she literally just held on to my shirt the whole way out of the building.
Yeah.
And that was me being violent with her. Anyway, I'm
actually-
assuming that's what the video is about.
Yeah,
Because
and-
I don't know if I've had any other interaction with this person except for that. And right after that, I was like, they're probably going to try to light me up for this. And I
You
went to
came to
Claire's
see me,
office.
yeah, and
I went to
I was-
RTC and I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm getting the shakedown here and they're trying to pin a bunch of nonsense on me.
Yeah.
And now Crystal is saying I beat her up because I left the building while she held onto my clothes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
she was trying to restrain you. I remember it distinctly because you were shook up and very upset.
yeah, because
Your
I was
shirt
like,
was all disheveled.
Yeah,
And I was
it
like,
was ripped.
what is going
it was
on?
ripped.
Yeah.
She literally held onto it so much that the shirt gave way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's good old Crystal. And that's a screenshot. I do that. Good work, Clara. When they take screenshots of us, they Photoshop them. We just did the screenshot, but you did an amazing job on that screenshot. Okay, that's Crystal. Danny. This is Danny done it again. His name is actually
Yes.
Danny Dunnigan. He's a very, very heavily documented person on the internet that works at this base because they have been sued, I want to say at least on 2 separate occasions, because when protesters came to the property, he punched them in the face.
Right. And how weird is it too, by the way, that in the puff piece that they're doing on Golden Arrow Productions, they include the security guard driving by randomly, like as if that's a good thing.
Yeah, he like
And you're
gives-
like,
he's
dude,
driving, and also,
we all know he's there to keep the staff there. What is wrong with you people?
yeah, also the security guards and everybody who rode motorcycles there we never wore helmets. No one ever wore a helmet on the property. And then they had many accidents over the years. Claire broke her tibia, fibula, clean breaks, shoulder, broke her shoulder, all kinds of nonsense. But then after we left, a few years after we left, there was a kid who got in an accident and he got brain damage. He crushed his skull. And
Really tragic.
From that point forward, everybody had to wear helmets.
That's right.
Okay. So that's Danny Dunnigan. There's a screenshot of him from the video where he's driving on that path. Also, not a lot of people drove on the walking paths or the bike paths down there unless they worked down there.
Yeah, well, they painted those pathways.
Yeah.
So it was really treacherous riding
you
a
slip.
motorcycle.
It was
on,
painted asphalt.
Right.
And you would wipe out
Yes.
all the time.
especially because the sprinklers were going all the time because everything had to be green.
Yeah,
and-
actually it wasn't painted asphalt. It was painted concrete, but it
Okay.
was painted for many years they didn't put any grip in the paint, or
Yep.
the grip would wear off,
Yep.
and then it would rain, and you'd be going down. You go like,
Yes.
I probably crashed 10 times on that little path that goes from the manufacturing building to MCI.
Yes.
That one little slope. There
Yep.
was a weird curve, and the sprinklers would go on. You just be
And
driving.
you
at
kind of
night,
went up over a bump
Yeah.
and then curve around.
right into that ivy.
Oh my goodness.
Good times, good
Yeah.
times, good memories. Now this is Kathy. Kathy is the public relations officer for Golden Era Productions.
Yes.
And she is. There's a video. I don't know where that video is. We should put that video up on our channel. Do
Yeah.
we have?
Yeah.
I think we did a video about it. You got to remember these things.
Yeah.
And we got to put a link to them. So we
Yeah.
got Mark's video, we got Mitch's video, and we got
That
The-
ambush
the
video. You're
ambush
talking
on the
about the
highway
ambush
video,
video.
yes.
Yes. Yeah, we should do a reaction video to
No,
that because
but I think we have it on the channel somewhere. Or I did. We went through it.
yeah. I
Anyway,
don't
we'll
know.
figure it out. If we
we'll
didn't,
look.
we will, and if we did, we'll link it. And then there's a screenshot from her from Anderson Cooper.
Jerome said, "I love when you do an impression of her." What's wrong with Mark?
That's Muriel.
That's Muriel.
That she
Different
was
person.
the old director of public relations
Yes.
before Kathy,
Yeah.
and now I think
Muriel is her deputy or something.
yeah, she's
that
like
now.
external PR,
Yes.
just external or whatever they call the local.
Yeah.
Yuckity
She
yuck that does
hangs
the
out with the local
mixers
people and does the Golden Era golf course
Yeah.
events and stuff
Also,
like that.
we know somebody who was trying to call the Gold Base to talk to somebody there. They wanted to get a message to one of their relatives, and he asked me what the number was. I just read it right off,
Mm-hmm.
and then they called it, and it forwards to Golden Era Golf Course now. So you can't just call
heard
your
that.
family member anymore, and the receptionist like Golden Era Productions. Now it just goes to voicemail.
Yeah. Let me just
kinda
pause
crazy.
to explain the ambush video. This was when Mark was at the Gold property with a Danish film crew filming for a documentary.
Clara put it in the links.
Oh, okay, good.
So that makes it
Okay,
even easier
perfect.
for
There
you
you
to
go.
link it in
reference.
the description.
She is
Well,
on
because
top of
also
it.
the live chat. Some people don't ever turn on the live chat. So if we got to put it in the comments, pin
Yes.
a comment, or put it in the description.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Clara. Yeah,
Yes.
Clara.
Boom.
Thanks.
She's the
Okay.
best.
All of these people lived at Gold. Okay, and Dave did as well. When we were there, everybody in this video, and except for Mitch, he had a bungalow at the G units, not Fitty and all those guys. Just they were called the groundskeeper units, but nobody wanted to say groundskeeper, so we called them the G units. And this was way back, 20 years before G unit was a thing.
Take it easy with your hand there, honey. You're waving into my camera full time.
Oh, big hand Mark reappears. Perfect.
Thank you, Love Food Kitchen.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying here? Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh. No,
so
I'm
that's
dying
Kathy.
laughing.
That's Kathy. Kathy is one of the Inchwives as well.
Yes.
Another
from
link, Anderson Cooper, the Inchwives. There's a series that Anderson Cooper did called Scientology, A History of Violence. And
It was really good.
it was amazing. It had
Yeah.
Tom DeVock, Jeff Hawkins,
Marty-
Mike,
Yeah, I think
and
Marty
Marty.
Rathbun.
Yeah, Mike and Marty Rathbun.
Yep.
And so Scientology was like, oh, Anderson Cooper, hey, they're doing a story on us. And David Miscavige was like, Kathy, Jeff's wife,
and Josine, which is Marty's.
Marty's ex-wife,
Yep.
Jenny DeVock, Tom DeVock's ex-wife,
Yep.
Jenny Linson now,
Yep.
and then Kathy, Jeff Hawkins. Oh, did we
Oh,
miss
and
one?
Kathy Bernardini, which was
Oh,
Mike
Mike's-
Grinder's ex-wife.
Mike's ex-wife.
Yes.
That's right. Anyway, so she's on that. Another link for you guys. This is good watching because you get to see what these guys are like in the real world.
Oh my gosh. I
Okay,
know.
this is Eve, and she was the executive establishment officer, which means she's the person who's supposed to make sure the executives are going to study and they know what they're supposed to do, and they have to do the establishment officer steps of all these checklist of all these things I got to know.
Yes.
So I worked with her for many, many years, and then I think she was in Cine for a while. She was the Cine secretary's org officer, or Esto. She was the establishment officer for Cine, for the cinematography division, when I was in the Cine division, and then she was the executive Esto when I was in the executive division.
Yes.
So I spent many years with Eve and her bugging me about
And
doing stuff.
Eve will show on the next slide, but I've known Eve since she was like 5 years old. She was born into the Sea organization as well.
Yeah, and she is now married to John Stumpke, and she's in the ambush video as well. So
That's
you get a
right.
twofer if you watch that
Yes.
ambush
And my
video.
cousin is also in that ambush
So
video.
there's a bunch of them.
Yes.
It's big time.
Yes.
This is Eve and Claire in what, like 1979 or what is this?
No,
How
this
old
was
is
like
this?
1981
1981.
ballpark. And
That's a
so
picture
I'm
of
in the
Claire
front
in the
row
front, and
on
then
the left, and Eve is in the second row.
next to her brother Adam.
Yes, that's right. Adam and Eve.
Okay, so there you go. Exciting. This is Tony Pender. He is one of 5 black people that ever worked at the Int Base that
Right.
I know of when I was there for 15 years.
Yep, for sure.
And he works in the video editing department. He's an online editor. He edits all of the videos that Scientology exports. And he is in that video. And then screenshot from a hate video Tony did on me. I didn't know he did a hate video.
Mhm.
Wow,
Yeah.
Tony, look at you.
Note to Osa,
Also-
we do not watch your videos.
Also, what did Tony and I had an amazing relationship for 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was ever any nonsense with Tony.
Nope.
Huh.
I haven't watched it, and I'm
Well,
not
good for
planning
you,
to.
Tony. Got a hair did and got
Got a suit?
to sleep for a few nights, so he looked like something. I appreciate it. Appreciate that you got that. Luanda was a little German girl from I think she came directly from EU.
Mm-hmm.
She went to LA. I think her mother was in the Sea Org or something.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
because she was such a little kid, she never had any out qualifications because she never got any time to get into anything like
Yep.
most of us. And so she went straight to I think she joined the Sea Org when she was 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And she was working in Los Angeles or in EU. And then she came to the Int Base, I want to say when she was 14. She was one of those kids that everybody was like, 14? They're really bringing them here young now.
Oh,
Let's see how
yes.
she's going to do 120-hour weeks.
Right.
14-year-olds.
Yeah, no.
And there was a lot of drama with the little kids because they're like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, why are we staying up all night, every night?
Yep.
And it was like, yeah, that's how it goes here.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
14. I know.
as a parent now,
Probably
it's-
shouldn't be here
it's
doing
just
that, but-
mind-bogglingly out of control.
Joined the SO when she was around 12 or 13. Been at Gold Base since the early 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. This is Linnea, the
Yep.
girl that works in Lecture Mix now. When I was in tapes, and if you've read my book, when we were in the place that makes all the cassettes, we called it tapes, or the Gauss line. The Gauss was the name of the company. C-Tech Gauss was the name of the company that built all the equipment that we used. And Linnea, when I got there, was in RTC.
Mm-hmm.
And she got busted out of the same office that Mark Fisher was in, the
Yes.
CL office, corporate liaison office. She got busted out of there. And then I think she went to CMO Int for a little bit. And then she got busted out of CMO Int or CMO Gold. And then she went into Gold. And I was already been working in there for a while. And then she was made my boss because she had been around the audio lines for like 15 years.
Yep.
So she knew how to document all the equipment to make sure that it was reading all the correct things. And she was like the queen of that.
Yep.
And there was like a ton of that was going to have to get done there. So they were just like, just make her work in there. So she basically had been kicked out of Religious Technology Center and now was in Golden Era Productions on a pretty low down the totem pole post. I mean, she was the day pancake QC. And I was the night
And her sister
pancake.
also worked at that property too.
Corey
Right? Yeah.
Corey Norton was her sister, and her
Yeah.
name was originally Linnea Norton. And then they had another young girl. She was also one that came to the base when she was very young,
Yes.
like 14 or 15, and that was Elsa Norton.
Oh, that's
And
right.
their mother was Kathy Norton, and she worked in Los Angeles. Oh, we got a dog alert.
Hey,
Here.
Bella.
Let's see. Can we see the dog? Oh,
Nope.
missed
Sorry,
it. Missed our
guys.
window.
She
It's a big
busted
German
in.
Shepherd in here. No German Shepherd. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Ooh,
Double Claire.
yay.
That takes me off the hot seat. Okay. Mark's boss for several years, roughly 1990 to 1993. Okay. Now here's something crazy I just realized.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with her more than any other one person, probably.
I know
over the
where you're
years.
going with this, and I
No
had the
hate
same
video.
thought. I know.
Also, the other person that I worked with, there was two people that I worked with for that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Schroer,
Yep.
because when I was on the shoot crew chief, she was the director's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I was a pre-prod, she was the cine secretary. Then when she was the commanding officer, I was the producer. So probably the first half was Linnea, second half Lisa. No hate video from her.
Yeah, and the same is true for me. The person I was closest to and worked with the most was Katie Feshbeck.
Yeah, no hate video.
No hate video, which either to me means they're either in the hole.
Yeah.
They got out and they've been gagged.
Yeah. Or David Miscavige don't want to pay for them to get their hair did.
Yeah, or they're on the decks and in ethics, and they don't want don't want to tell them anything.
Yeah, they don't want to say like, "Oh, Mark left and he's attacking." It'll be like, "Really?"
Yeah.
He says we beat people and we stay up
and
all
they're
night.
like,
They're
we were there for that.
Yeah, I'm one of those people you've been beaten for 15 years. What are you talking about? You want me to do a hate video about him that you don't beat people after you beat me last week?
Right.
That's true. I just realized. That's it.
Yep.
The people that did the hate videos, none of those people are big executives.
Right.
And the only person that isn't Gerald Duncan, did he do a hate video?
Yes, I think so.
So but he knows about all the beatings.
That's right.
So
he's
a double.
And even talk about like our family. Our family did not even know where we physically
that's right.
worked.
They did hate videos.
They did hate videos. And we spent like what? Over 15 years?
A week.
Less than a week.
Okay. Well, yeah, because it was just a few hours once a year.
Right.
So let's say 3 days they spent with us in the 15 years that we were at the Int Base.
That's right.
And they get to do a hate video.
Yeah. Like my stepbrother was, let me think about this for a second. He was 4 years old when I joined the Sea
Oh
organization.
yeah, that's tons of material to pull from. I know there's a few people rolling around out there that remembered things from when they were 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but you ain't remembering conversations you had with your sister for 5 minutes on a Sunday.
Exactly.
When you were 2.5 years old.
No, that's right.
Okay.
And their commentary is on things that they don't even know. Like they haven't read your book. They haven't talked to us.
Yeah.
They haven't, none of that.
Yeah,
so
it's
all bogus, scripted nonsense.
They only know what they've been told they know.
Yep.
So that's Linnea, Mark's boss for several years, roughly 1990 to 1993. Okay, this is Chris. Chris was married to an executive of Golden Era Productions. She was the Hubbard area secretary. That's the people that are in charge of the communications and the switchboard.
And all the recruitment of new staff.
Of new people to the
up
base.
to the property.
And then also the police department, the ethics, the inspections and reports department, which is where the organizations like security guards and police are all located in. Okay. Claire, glad Mark added what Chris was doing in this shot because I had no clue. Yeah, so Chris is the lecture mixing administrator. So when you're mixing one of L. Ron Hubbard's horrible recordings that he expertly recorded, they have to find the original machine that recorded that, and then they play it back on that exact machine or the replica or the same model of that machine.
Yep.
And they have to adjust the azimuth and the tracking, and they have to adjust the recorder so that it matches that recording exactly. And then they make a master tape, like a master copy of the original. And then they make some copies of that. And then they take that thing and they import it into a computer and they mix it and they do all kinds of, they put it through all this processing, outboard processing equipment. And when the mix gets approved, when they have to send every single L. Ron Hubbard lecture gets an edit. They take out all the farts and the burps and the N-words and all those things.
Yep. And
then they make an edit of that. David Miscavige has to approve that. They have to say, these are all the things we edited out. He did they edited out burps and they edited out farts, but there's a few times where L. Ron Hubbard did what's called a dual flute salute, and he did both at the same time.
Mark's favorite term in the whole world.
It's also called the double pipe classic, but if you were in the military, it's a dual flute salute. So it's just a variation on that. But they edited those out.
I just call it a boy thing.
Okay. Thank you for that. Your contribution was worthwhile.
I
Chris
know,
escaped,
I
but
know.
was brought back. Oh, so the thing that Chris did was after they did all that mix of the L. Ron Hubbard lecture, and David Miscavige approved it, or when they went to go submit it for approval, he would log every single knob on every single piece of equipment. They had sheets, printed sheets of these, and he would mark exactly where each knob was. And if they were doing a mix down and it had 24 tracks, then that person would log every knob of every single mix channel. It could be 5,000 knobs that he had to label
my
exactly where it
gosh.
was on these papers. And then that way they would strike the mix and do a new mix.
Mm-hmm.
And if David Miscavige said it was okay, you're good to go. But if he said, oh, this thing's a big piece of crap, it needs to be redone, it's too thin or it needs more bass, or you got to do this or you got to do that, then they got to pull that mix back up and he's got to go through the logs and make every knob back to the way it was for that other mix.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can do all that shit in the computer. So they literally just need like a desktop.
Yeah. But you know how they are. They're
they-
probably still doing it the same way.
These mix
likely.
rooms have probably $300,000 worth of equipment in them. Each mix, and there's 3 of these little mixing rooms.
And they keep redoing them too.
Yeah, we redo them every 5 years at the
Yeah.
property, and they would never. Original recordings are still dog shit, so it's like you put dog shit through a dog shit filter, and you just get watered
More.
down dog shit. Okay, Brad, this guy was also another person that came to the base when he was pretty young.
Yeah, well, he was at the
He was at the ranch. That's what I'm saying. When they got rid of the ranch, it was like, if you graduated, then you came to the base.
Yeah,
And
so
if you weren't, then you went to LA or you went somewhere else.
Yeah, he was either born into the Sea organization or came in at a very young age.
Well, his parents were, his dad was a dentist and his
Yes.
mom was a dental assistant.
Yes.
And so his parents were recruited for the Sea organization so there could be a dentist at the Gold Base. So they have to stop paying for people to go outside and go to the dentist.
Yeah. Not a good dentist, though, by the way.
Every single thing that he did on my mouth either fell out or I had to have taken out and replaced.
Yes.
Every single thing. He's also the guy that pulled my 4 impacted wisdom teeth with no Novocaine.
Yeah, and Becky is the one that shut my hand in the door frame of a car when I had a broken leg.
Yeah. We haven't even talked about this poor kid. We've been talking about his mom and dad. Anyway,
Nightmares.
Brad
Oh my gosh.
was the son
Yes.
of these two, and he worked in the film laboratory, the one they built, and they spent $5 million on equipment, and they spent $5 million on a building, and then right when they got it all working, we were like, we're switching over to digital, guys. Good job on spending 10 years wasting building that building and building all that equipment.
Yep.
Okay, Kate was awesome. Kate was, when we were there, she was in the electrical department pretty much the entire time.
Yeah.
She got busted out of CMO Int, which is Commodore's Messenger Organization International. She
Yep.
got busted into Golden Air Productions, and she was in the electrical department, and she ran conduit and cable and electrician stuff, like
Yep.
nuts and bolts electrician stuff. And I think
Yeah.
she might have been the person that was kind of like, did some logistics or something like that when that other Dana girl left. Anyway, she escaped, but they got her.
Yeah, I
brought
think
her
she
back.
escaped again after that, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I think she's escaped
and-
at least
and
twice, or
she's-
said she wanted to leave,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Oh, now you
And
can't
she's
work
part
here."
of like one of the foundational families of Scientology.
And she's the sister of Lisa Schroer, who
Mm-hmm.
used to be the commanding officer of this Golden Air Productions and the Cine secretary and
Mm-hmm.
the director's assistant. And Mitch, I bet Mitch has the best description of her in the world in his book.
Yes.
And that's her. It was Kate and Lisa. They're
Yeah.
from Australia,
Yep,
and they are cousins with Kate Sobrano.
that's right.
And also they're cousins with Gary Conley, I think, or
Yes.
family connections or wannabe cousins or some shit like that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
And yeah, that's her. And that's that. That's
Yeah.
the video.
There you go.
Okay, so now get rid of that. I gotta get rid of this. Okay, remove. Okay, now we're gonna add this one. Now this is good stuff here. Poof. Okay. Where you be? There you be.
All right, here we
Okay.
go.
Well, hold on. Let's do this because they can still see us.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I got to rewind this. I'm not going to play the video of this because we're just going to talk. Now we'll put a link to this video as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the channel name, but I'll put it in the description so you guys can watch this. It's called Flying Over the Gold Base Church of Scientology Center in San Jacinto.
Mm-hmm.
Technically Gilman Hot Springs, but we'll
Yeah.
Okay, that used to be a trailer park, and now that's the golf course clubhouse. And then this is the Golden Era Productions golf course. And on the side where you see all those cars, that is California Highway 79.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole thing is the golf course. And we used to live, you can see the arrow. We used to live right around here, in those houses.
Off to the right. Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is the birthing buildings.
Yep.
And these,
and these were not built.
they were built, but they weren't finished.
It was a construction site
Yeah.
when we.
So those are all Sea Org birthing right there.
Yep.
And they have a laundry facility down there and a dry cleaning. Okay, now that building, that's the film lab. No, wait. we
Oh,
already
and there's
passed.
the
Jesus,
ship.
this is fast. This
Yeah.
guy's jamming it up. Hold on a second. Hold
yeah.
on. Everybody take it easy. Take it easy.
There we go. We got to pause. Pause right
no,
there.
I'm
is
going to
good.
put it on half speed.
Oh, well, just pause it right there for a second, because there on the right is the ship that we've talked about so many times.
Yeah,
The
let's
ship
just
in the
rewind
middle of
it
the
here.
desert.
We'll play it a little slower.
Yeah.
See how this is. We'll
Okay.
retake that.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the birthing buildings, and right off screen on the bottom left right hand corner is where the G units are,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the executive bungalows and where Mitch Brisker lived for many years. Okay, that building right there is the film lab. This one,
Wow, nice sound
holy
effects, honey.
moly. Okay, that is manufacturing. It's the angle of the dangle. Okay, so this building right here is the film laboratory.
Yep.
Okay, in the middle of the screen, that's the film laboratory, and then the building right on the other side of it is called Building 36, the manufacturing building.
Yeah, and that's also where security is. That's also where the ethics department is.
Yeah, that's where all the administrative offices for Golden Era Productions, the executive division and the manufacturing division and the treasury and the ethics division, all that. Okay, now right here, that's manufacturing. Okay, good. Right here in the middle of the screen, that is the main guard booth.
Yep.
And that's where they control all of the security systems for the base. That's where the fence shakers report to. That's where the lights, that's where any alarm systems, ground microphones, anybody shakes any of the ultra barrier fence, it all feeds to there, as well as hundreds of cameras everywhere. They all feed into that main security booth.
Yep.
And there's one person that's supposed to be there watching all that stuff, and then there's another person who usually is dealing with staff going in and out or whatever else is happening or going across the highway, and then also for visitors. And so you usually have two people in there. And when they're running a thin shift, they might just have one guard. Like at the night shift, they might just have one guard in there.
Yep.
Okay, and then down here, this big building here, I hope you can see that red little mouse thing I've got here. That is the Cine Gym. And then here on the right side, that is the Star of California Clipper ship. And then right in the edge of frame, I wonder if we can see that. Yeah, right. Here
You
we
back
go.
up a minute too.
Yeah, right here.
Went past.
These buildings right here, these are called the villas.
Yep.
And so this is the lower villa, this building right next, adjacent to the Clipper ship. You can see the masts of the Clipper ship there. Right next to that is the lower villa. And then that's where David Miscavige's, was that where his birthing was, or was
Yes.
it middle villa?
No.
Lower
Lower
villa
villa
was
was
David
where-
Miscavige's. That's where his birthing used to be. And then the middle villa was where there was RTC offices.
That's where
and-
I worked.
And then the upper villa was David Miscavige's offices, and his office staff
Yes.
offices were in the upper villa.
Yeah, and I don't think that you can see Building 50, which was the
No,
new.
we'll see. We'll go through that.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Okay, so that's good for that frame.
Yep.
Okay, and then down. Oh, yeah. Down this way, off to this side. I don't know if this video will cover it, but down off this side is where the purification rundown and the running program.
Yeah, on the left. If you
Yeah.
can't, if
That's
they
fine.
can't see the mouse.
We'll keep going.
Yep. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
left. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. So you can see the pool and the Star of California. Okay, good. So now this right here is the Cine Gym. And the reason it was called the Cine Gym is because when they built the property, they wanted to turn this area down here into a studio. They wanted to build a new studio from scratch, but they didn't want the town to know that they were making Scientology movies out here, because the Scottish Quietude Highland Society is the one who bought this place. And that's why all the motifs are Scottish and all that other good stuff.
Right.
But they wanted them to think, oh, this is just where they're going to have a gym. And so there was like a basketball court, and that's what it was supposed to be. And that's what we were building. That was the only thing that would kind of pass off with the design. I could just say it's a basketball gym. And so it was always just called the gym for the forevermore.
Yeah.
Okay, then this giant building here in the middle, that is called Massacre Canyon Inn. This canyon that runs in the background at the very top of the frame, there's a canyon back here, and that's called Massacre Canyon because there was a whole showdown up in here, and a whole bunch of Indians got massacred. Native Americans.
Yep.
And that they called it Massacre Canyon, and this was the Massacre Canyon Inn when this was just a hot springs run by old man Gilman. And they turned that into the dining hall for the property. And then this building that kind of connects to it right here where my little red cursor thing is, that is the lodges. And that's where the cinematography division and the post-production editing, video editing, and offline editing, and rushes. We had a rushes theater where you'd see the daily shots from the film crew. That was all in the lower lodges and the upper lodges in this whole place here. And that is the reason it was called the lodges, is because if you would come in, you would stay at the resort, you would stay in those were hotels rooms, and you'd stay in there. And and then when you wanted to go eat, you walk over to the restaurant, and you could go golfing, and you could go to the hot springs, and you could do all that stuff. And so these were all turned into offices. So like basically every 2 offices had its own bathroom.
Right.
Because they were hotel rooms.
Yes, exactly. And then on the right there of the highway.
Yes, that's
with
where Claire worked.
Yeah, that's the qualifications building, which is where staff training would take place. And the building like just to the right of that was where all the counseling, the auditing sessions would take place. Del Sol. Didn't the qualifications building used to be called the spa?
Yeah, so this is where the hot springs were. This building that has this cross on it, the Scientology cross. This is where the hot springs, the main hot springs, used to be located. And then there was another spa or like hotel area here, right next to it, that was called Del Sol.
Yes.
And that's where it was another, basically a bunch of hotel rooms.
Yes, that's right.
And then that turned into international management.
Yes.
And then when they built the double wide trailers where the hole is, management was kicked out of there, and they turned that into all the auditing rooms for the qualifications division.
That's right.
So that's where you would go and get sec checks and Scientology auditing was in this 2-story building with just basically like some offices, but mainly just like tons and tons of interview little rooms where you could get
all with video cameras.
We made the look listing system. So microphones and cameras in every single interrogation room.
Yep.
Okay, let's play. The post for the screen is just like right in front of the play button.
Yep.
Loves it. Oh, you know what? I think I could shrink this down. I won't do it while it's playing. Okay, so this. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna do it while. Oh yeah, I can. Look at that.
All right, much better.
Bonehead. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Okay, so this, we'll do another one. Pick another one right here, right there, right. Oh no, that's manufacturing. There we go, right there. Okay, so this is that dining room right there. This is the qualifications down at the bottom. And then in the middle, this big building right here in the middle, that is the garage. And that is where motor pool was, and the estates division, grounds, engineering, electrical, and
construction.
We're all in that building. And there's probably $1 million worth of equipment in there. Vehicle lifts and...
Oh, and the landlord office was also in that same
right
building.
Next to the highway, there was the landlord office. And they're the ones that basically control all of the renovations of Scientology internationally. Is in that office, the landlord office. They own all these ideal orgs. They're actually owned by, I think it's called Building Management Services, Scientology Corporation. That's tax exempt, I think. and they are the ones that administer all the buildings. And then on the other side here is you can just see the qualifications division on the bottom right, and then that Del Sol building, and then are these double wide trailers right here. That was International Management, Executive Strata International, CMO International, and there's also a bunch of little bungalows around here that had like Ron's senior CS Int office, and the external communications department that would do all the mail packs, and the kid that ran all the travel, I think, was in that department.
That's right.
And then you have these other buildings over here, and that's the start of, well, those are the one, I can't remember the name of those buildings. I think that was called the Ranchos. Was that the Ranchos, or the Ranchos were next above Del Sol?
I thought that was Rav. Isn't that Rav right there?
You're right. That might be Rav and music.
Yes.
That's what that is. That's
right.
Ron's audiovisual and the music department.
Ron's audiovisual was on the upper level, and then you went around down the back, and it was audio.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Okay. This big building in the middle of the screen, that is in this lake, that is the Cine Castle. And that is the cinematography division, soundstage, makeup, costumes, pre-production, shoot production. The video teams work out of, they have offices in there, the video production in charge. Did I miss anything? Sets, props, the camera department, the lighting department, the grip department, the Cine secretary's office is there. And then you have the Cine library, research, assembly, and on the art department.
Yeah. No, that's right.
That's all in this building. And this building, it may be true. I may have made it up, but that building had, I would always tell people, it had the largest single span soundstage in California. Okay, this is just another angle of the birthing buildings. This is good because now we'll go to these other places.
Perfect.
Okay, so these are the birthing buildings right here. And there are 400 Sea Org members can fit in each one of these.
Yep.
So you can have 400 Sea Org members in this bottom unit, 400 in this unit, 400 in this unit, 400 in this unit.
And the reason so many can fit in there is because they had an exact allocation of
the complement, the staff complement.
The staff complement, but even down to what amount of belongings you could bring into the space. And staff were made to get rid of everything.
But the maximum complement of Sea Org members that needed to fill all the posts that there were at the Int Base was estimated to be 1,600. Was the maximum possible. If you just had every single post filled, it would be 1,600.
Yeah.
When we worked there in the beginning, there was probably about 800 people there.
Yeah,
maybe
900.
1,000.
Yeah.
Almost 1,000.
Yes.
When we left, it was probably like
four or 500.
Yeah, 500-600 maybe.
Yeah.
It was hard to say because sometimes like 80 people would leave overnight.
Right.
Like they would just get rid of 80 elderly people, and so it would jump from like 600 to 520 in one day.
Exactly.
And then there were always people leaving, but there were not a lot of people coming there over the years. The qualifications got stricter and stricter and stricter, where basically every single new person David Miscavige had to approve to come there.
Right.
And he would reject 99%, or they would get rejected on their way up to him.
Yeah.
And
Or they
so
would last a week.
Or they would
once
get
they
there
arrived.
and he would be like, I got to tell you this funny story because we said
gosh.
that. Okay. So there was the studio called Studio 2. Hopefully it's on here. And Studio 2 was at the top of the mountain below the security like lookout. But you'd have to take like 15 minutes to get up there. You have to walk all the way to the top of the property. Anyway, there's a security guard. They used to do music mixdowns and final video mixdowns up there back in the old days, in the early 90s. And the security guard picked up the phone. It rang. He was doing an inspection. He was just walking through like, who's up here? What's going on? There was nobody there, or they were sleeping or whatever. The phone rings. He picks up the phone and the person goes, who's this? And the security guard goes, this is the baddest motherfucker on the property. And then David Miscavige is on the other line. And David Miscavige says, well, that's pretty much impossible because you're talking to the baddest ass motherfucker on the property. Anyway.
Oh my
He was gone. He left.
Yeah.
He left very, very, within a half hour after
Yep.
that. Okay. So then you've got the birthing buildings are these big buildings in the middle, and or off to the center, left of center. And then right up here, this little teeny building, that is the dry cleaning laundry building, where basically everybody who lives in here can wash their clothes over here, or they get, if they have these fancy dancy shirts that you're seeing in the videos, those got to be dry cleaned. So they have a little dry cleaning facility there. And then this little teeny building off on the right side in the middle, just left of center, that is the exercise building. And that's where David Miscavige has like $50,000 worth of bikes. And these bikes that weigh like 2 pounds, you could lift up with your pinky, like a pedal bike. And then there's a bunch of fancy dancy electrical equipment, treadmills, exercise bikes, weights, all the, if there's a fancy dancy workout system, it's in this building.
Yep.
Like whatever the latest and greatest. This stuff was constantly being rotated out, like every 6 months to 2 years. Be like, oh no, that's lame now. They've got treadmills with screens in them now. Okay, so we got to get that one. Then like
Right.
2 years later, oh no, man, they're treadmills with bigger screens. They got computers and you can do courses. Oh, we got to get that one now. Then the next year, oh, you get to get the Peloton. You get to get. It's always being upgraded. And then there's also a sauna in there.
Okay.
In the exercise building.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember for like a hot New York minute, I had the privilege to use the building.
Yeah,
I
I
was
never,
like
I never went in there. I mean, I went in there maybe once or twice actually. I do
go to the
remember.
Kenny Siebel.
Yes, that's right. But like that was a space restricted. Like you.
100%.
Yeah.
So for a hot minute, I got to go in there, and
Yeah.
then just a minute later, I did not. But they have like little drinking. They got like water things and a fridge.
Oh,
and you can
Mitch
make
just said our
shakes.
old friend Lisa Schroer is a seamstress in the laundry building after being let out of the hole.
Wow. What the hell?
Hey, Mitch, thanks
Hey,
for
Mitch.
joining us.
A seamstress.
Ouch.
She was so mean to the costumes girl. So that was like the karma train coming back around.
That
for
sure
her.
was.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is that there was a time that when Lisa was on the decks, that she got a phone call like, say, hey, come jump the fence right now. We got a car waiting for you right
Yeah,
here.
it was Marty.
Yes.
Because we had her
Yep.
phone number.
Yep.
Or
And
somebody
she, and
that
she hung up
left.
and
She hung up.
refused. She
Yeah.
wanted to, but she
Yeah.
was too scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the exercise building. And then right off to the very right side of the screen, you can see those are the basketball and the tennis courts. And we would literally, if we got to use those, it was either on Sea Org Day,
Yep.
which is in August, once a year,
Yep.
or if there was exercise time, we would get to go down there for 30 minutes at the end of the night. Like at 10:30, you'd muster for exercise.
Yep.
And then you'd exercise for a half hour, or you'd just walk back to your office space if you
Yeah.
had shit to do.
Which I don't know about you, but for me, I was at this property 1991 until 2005.
Yeah.
And the only time I attended exercise time was in 91 and 92. Never after that.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That was because that was a big push back down because there was a lot of fatties rolling around. And David
No.
Miscavige. Yeah.
There were some.
Well, there was enough that David Miscavige was like, you all have to exercise so that the fatties exercise. It was
Yep.
basically like, the only way these guys are going to get skinny is if everybody has to exercise.
Yeah, true.
So it is what it is. Okay, so those are the basketball courts. And then right up here in the top left-hand corner, you can barely see it, but there's a blue roof up there. Those were the G units. That's where Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman stayed. That's where Mitch lived. That's where any professionals that came to the property for all of the 90s,
Yeah.
they all stayed in these. They were really they were nice. They weren't really, really nice. After we left, I was like, those things were shit.
Our perspective on them,
Yeah.
they seemed nice compared to where we were living.
They had a refrigerator.
Right.
They had a microwave.
They had
They
air
had
conditioning.
a stove. They had air conditioning. They
Yep.
had furniture.
They didn't smell bad,
They didn't smell. They were carpeted.
right?
Woo! You fancy with your carpet over there. Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Let's
Yep.
keep going. This is going to take forever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pushing play on the screen instead of on the screen. Okay. Then we've got, and then there's there's a weird patch of dirt over there. I don't know what it is because I didn't remember there being dirt over there. This is just a top down of the birthing buildings. That was going to say, okay, 1,600 people.
Mm-hmm.
There's never been 1,600 people.
Right.
And they built, okay, they used to lease all these apartments. They used to rent apartments in town. And they had to rent for like 1,000 people.
Correct.
And somebody one day, nobody wanted to live on the property. Because if you got to get off the property, you could go to Walmart, you could go to In-N-Out, you could go to the mall on Sunday.
I mean,
at night, at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah, but also factor in like barely any of the staff had cars, so you had to have a friend who had a car.
But there was a little
I'm just saying, like, it wasn't that like cushy.
It wasn't on the property.
Yes.
Okay, and also it was easier to blow to escape.
Yes.
From
for
birthing
sure.
than it was from the property because you were just out in the wild. You just walk out of the apartments before they had the whole QM system,
Right.
quartermasters that would watch everybody.
Yeah.
You just skedaddle right out in the middle of the night. No one would know until the next morning.
Correct.
Okay, so somebody somewhere along the line said, "Hey, listen, we're paying $1,000 or 1,000 people. We're paying the hotels, whatever it is, $500 an apartment, or $800 an apartment, or $1,000 an apartment, whatever it was."
Yeah, I mean, there
Times-
were 2 apartment complexes, and they occupied majority, like
A lot, hundreds and
lot.
hundreds of
Yes.
apartments.
Yeah,
Okay, so they said, "Listen,
even with jamming in multiple staff, like
yeah,
turning them into dorms basically, and having multiple couples in each room and so forth.
yes." So in the early 90s, they basically figured out, David Miscavige figured out,
Mm-hmm.
if we get a $10 million loan
Mm-hmm.
and we build these things in the next year, then we're going to save all of that money that we'd be paying on rents. We would just basically service the loan.
Yep.
And then we wouldn't have anything after we paid off the loan.
Mm-hmm.
So in the early 90s, he's like, we got to build these buildings.
Yep.
So they designed them and they started building them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they finished them in the late 2000s. So they basically borrowed $10 million,
Yep.
spent way more than $10 million on apartments for the whole time.
Yep.
And then they overspent these birthing buildings by millions because they had somebody messed up and forgot that they needed air conditioners. So the ceilings that were 12 feet, they became 9 feet,
Yeah.
or they were 10
And
feet.
remember,
they
for the
became 8
longest
feet.
time, anytime somebody got in trouble, they would be sent to to that construction site
Yes.
as the punishment. Like, I had to take Norman Starkey down there one time because David Miscavige was like, you're off post, go to the decks. And I was like, oop.
But they were also used for everything else as well.
Right.
When the third floor of the manufacturing building was where all the cassettes that we produced got stuck. And we produced 50,000 every week, or 40,000 or 35,000, but they sold like 1,500 a week. So over the years, there were millions and millions and millions of extra cassettes that were never sold. And when they cleared out, that's when they were all stored in the entire floor of the manufacturing building was just warehouses.
Mm-hmm.
And when they made that the Public Dissemination Organization, PDO, that did all the promo and the magazines for all the orgs around the world, that got moved into Golden Era Productions.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a few people in LA, there was a few people in Int, there was a few people in what used to be called CMU, Central Marketing Unit.
Yes.
They basically got all those people and they said,
Which then was later called PDO, Planetary Dissemination Organization.
Yeah. And then that became a division of Golden Era Productions.
Yeah.
But they basically occupied that whole third floor. Well, they had to put all those millions and millions of cassettes somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't send them to LA because then the LA people know that we've been making millions and millions of cassettes and that nobody was buying them.
Oopsies.
And every time we would make cassettes, we would make 1,500 sets for the event to be sold the night of the event.
Yeah.
And then we just go crazy and make 50,000 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we would never even sell the 1,500.
No.
And so the 48,000 would just sit somewhere every single lecture. Anyway, we put them in the birthing buildings when they were just the shells and they were just framed.
Mm-hmm.
We moved all of those millions of cassettes into that building.
Oh, damn. I didn't realize
And
that.
all of the overstocked projectors and systems and all that, we filled up like one of these buildings with all of that stuff.
Wow.
And so then when it was like, because construction was stalled for years and years at a time.
Yeah.
And it was enclosed. So it was like, we'll put it in there. It would get dirty with mud and shit like that. But it's like, we just brush that off. Anyway,
Okay, then.
good times, man.
Oh my
Good
goodness.
times.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. There's that little laundry building on the far left.
Yep.
These are the G units. We're coming up on, those are the G units. Wow, Dr. Superpan. Take it easy there.
That's super pain.
Tiltorama. Okay, right there.
Oh,
those
there
are
we
the
go.
G units.
Yep.
Right there. These are the G units. Okay, now here you go. If you've ever heard of this story about when Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise came to stay at the property and they're going to walk in the wildflowers and all this other stuff, it's a little bit misinterpreted by the media.
Yeah.
To be fair, these are the G units over on the far left here. Each one of these is a G unit. I want to say Mitch was in this top middle one. If he's still in here, he can tell us which one he was in. But I'm pretty sure he was in one of these G units.
Yeah.
And then there's a tennis court here. And then this is a rose garden with all these flowers planted. So somehow they built this thing so Tom could run through the wildflowers with Nicole. That's just a flowery way of spinning the story. It was a rose garden, and they weren't running through these. There was a field planted here, but it's just grass. It's just brush.
Guitar commented, has Xenu himself ever camped at those dorms or examined the property from above like we are?
I bet you he has. I bet you he has.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And the G units also were off limits for the regular staff.
Oh, yeah. You could only go down there if you were a professional that was hired to work at the property. If you were Tom, Mr. Risky Business, Tom Cruise or Nicole or Kirsty or the writer, Danny Sherman or one of those guys, you would stay down here. And then, and the people that dealt with them could also come down here. Like Lisa would come down here to go meet with Mitch, and she'd just hang out in the G unit with him, eating quesadillas and chips and salsa or whatever. Like, I got to go meet with Mitch.
You don't lay out snacks in front of a base Sea Org member and not expect them to be eaten.
Oh, no, they're going to get snacked right up.
Yep.
Okay, now this, let's see what he shows. Okay, good, right here. This used to be a whole town. There used to be like 10 houses over here.
Oh, by the way, Mitch said, yes, I was in top middle unit and then lower middle unit after Dave moved out. I got his big screen.
See? Look at me. Look at me.
There you go.
Top middle unit. Called it, baby. I maybe went down there like 5 times.
Yeah.
To see Mitch, to give him a check or go tell him something was happening.
We used to go past those units to get home when we lived on Sublet Road.
Yes, we would just walk by them.
Yeah.
Okay, so this big area up here is where there was a whole bunch of houses and base staff lived in these houses. And this was actually for a long time was called Cine Town because the buildings were abandoned. No one owned them. We didn't own them. They'd just been abandoned.
Yeah, I never went up there.
Yeah.
Ever.
So during the day when we were working in the cinematography division, we would go up and renovate these houses with the sets and props guys and then just take over them. And if they didn't have power, we just get an extension cord from one of the houses that did have power.
Gosh.
It was literally an abandoned town that we just took over.
Wow.
And then eventually they started like getting the power turned on and stuff like that. But nobody owned these things. It was kind of a weird thing. And then eventually I think they just bought all the land up here and then demolished them all.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want anybody looking in.
Being able to, because you could see into Building 50, which is when they built Building 50.
That's right, because you could see those houses were above David Miscavige's building, so you could look into them from those buildings. Okay, so this building right here in the left, right of center here, this is David Miscavige's Building 50. This is an RTC building, and below. Outside of that, there's private gardens, and then there's like a walking path and fountains and stuff down and below it here. And then there is a tunnel that goes, that is the very beginning. There's a tunnel that goes from this property under the highway and comes out right here and goes over by where the birthing buildings are. And this is the way he can quickly get from here to the exercise building.
And that's the second tunnel.
That's right. There is another
Yeah.
tunnel, which we haven't covered, which we will.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, oh, perfect. There you go. Ooh, ah,
Ooh,
ee.
ooh, ooh.
See, that's the,
There we go.
I want to say that's the tunnel. It's either this one. Oh, no, those are cars. Oh, that's the highway. Yeah, the tunnel is right here, right over here. Goes right through the highway and comes out down here. Okay, that's David Miscavige's building 50. And then this other building, oh my goodness. This other building, I went off my screen. This is L. Ron Hubbard's Bonnie View, or Beautiful View. I'll back up a little bit so you can take it all in here. Okay, this whole thing right here
Yeah.
is L. Ron Hubbard's personal compound. And this giant mansion at the top of it is his house, where all his clothes are. Where they lay his clothes out every night before the next day. They lay out his clothes for the next day.
Yeah.
They
And the
changed-
buildings behind that are also part of that property. Like they're the ancillary
Yeah, and the
buildings
trees.
that are part of that property. For example, there's
Well,
a
let's
guest
see if
house,
they see it. Let's see if we
Okay.
see it. Because
Okay.
there's guest house, pool house,
theater.
gun range. Okay, yeah. So this, I think, is, I want to say this is the pool house.
That's right.
These are the
Yep.
guest houses up here.
Yep.
This is all main house here. This is the tennis courts. And then there's a gun range over here. And John Brousseau would really be amazing to say all these things because he worked up there, built all that. Hey, we got another dog alert. Hey, Max.
Hey, Max.
Come over here.
Puppy.
See if you can we can do a Max sighting here.
Come here, buddy.
Gotta get my mouse back. They just come and then they go. Here, Maxie boy.
Oh, Bella's been in here the whole time.
Oh.
She's like, I'm still here.
Oh, there's two dogs. Come up here. Come
Come
up
here, Bella.
Let's see if we can see you. No? Oh, you can do
We're
this
getting
from
very
PTS.
distracted.
There we go. Maxie boy.
Here's your Bella Boopy.
Two dogs. Okay. Oh yeah, Claire's got a German Shepherd and I got a mutt. Hey.
Yay.
Okay. Enough of you guys. Okay. There we go. Okay. So yeah, this is all L. Ron Hubbard's house that they built so that it would be done by 2007
Right.
because L. Ron Hubbard said, I'm going to be back in 21 years.
Yep.
And so 1986, he went off to Target 2. He said he'd be back 2007. So this thing had to be built. This whole area was just junk mountain. And this whole thing was built and ready for when he came back. Guess what? He never came back.
He's a no-show.
What the hell? We built all that. This thing, tens of millions of dollars. Tens of millions of dollars.
Yep.
Of Scientologists' money to build a house for L. Ron Hubbard, who died in 1986. Oh, yeah, you can see the fountain there. Oh, this is perfect. So, yeah, that's the house. That's the main house. That's the pool house. And then that's like the gun shed. And then there's a shooting range here. And this is where you put the targets up. Archery and guns. Only David Miscavige and Tom Cruise were allowed to use that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, majority of the staff on the property never even got to go into Bonnie View.
No, I mean, I remember when I went, besides Lisa Schroer and like Henning, I was the only other person who'd ever been in L. Ron Hubbard's house.
Yeah.
When I went in there. And everybody
From Gold.
From Gold.
Yeah.
And David Miscavige said, you get Annie, take him up to the house and show him all the stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you got to go in L. Ron Hubbard's house. Like, yeah, damn straight, Skippy. There's all kinds of dumb shit up there. Okay.
Yeah. Trevenon commented, which we talked about on Mormon Stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hubbard is blown. He's made his escape. He's
Yeah.
a no-show.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So this building right here in the middle of the screen, is that CMO Gold? Oh no, this is archive storage.
Yep.
This is where CMO Gold used to be in this grass. It's gone.
Let me see.
It's gone.
Yeah, there you go.
They demolished it. That was the, what was it called? The 119 house or the 40s house? They were both CMO Gold,
Yeah.
but I don't remember which was which.
It was, I know, but they were right next to each
CMO
other.
Gold.
119 and 40's house.
Yeah, but they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
The no house. Anyway, so this is
It's a gone house.
40s house, 119 house, and the no more house. This is archive storage. This big building in the middle of the screen here. So this is where all of the financial documents of the property are stored. All the financial records, RTC, storage.
Yeah, that's also where they put Jupiter in lockup back there.
There was
after
kennels.
we
Yes,
escaped.
there were kennels behind here, and that's where they moved Jupiter to.
Yeah.
Our dog, our Dalmatian.
Until we got
Anyway,
him back.
they
Mitch
also
said
had
Dave eliminated CMO Gold building and all.
nice.
Yeah. That's
Talk about
crazy.
erasing history.
Yeah,
Just get rid of
seriously.
it. Bulldoze that shit. Okay. So this is also where, like, David Miscavige liked this certain kind of water called Penta.
That's right. Oh my
And
God.
Penta was the only water that he would drink. And at some point, Penta was like, hey, guess what? We're going out of business, or we're not going to make this anymore. Whatever the company that made the water was like, we're not making Penta anymore. And so he bought all the Penta water. They like went to the Penta people and said, how many cases of Penta pallets of Penta do you have?
Yeah.
And they were like, good, we'll take all of them.
Yeah.
And they filled up this building, shelves and shelves of these pallet shelvings with Penta water. So David Miscavige wouldn't run out of Penta.
Right.
Okay. Now this big building right across the way from it, that is audio storage. And in this building is where all of L. Ron Hubbard's audio masters and film masters are being recorded. It's a climate controlled. We have the sliding like shelves that are on track systems, high density shelving.
Yep.
That was all in here. Okay, and then this building right above that is the audio building. And that's where that lecture mix, the voiceover recordings, all the translated lectures, all that would take place in the audio building.
Yeah. Love Food Kitchen commented, great idea putting archival storage right next to the mountain to burn first during a wildfire, which is exactly true. That was
It was always a problem.
it was always a problem because the fires would come over the mountain. We would set up a line of fire watch.
Well, you can see they made in this video, there is a fresh fire break on that bottom part of the mountain there, right where it butts up against that grass in the building.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's put all the documents and all the audio, all of L. Ron Hubbard's most valuable archive recordings. Let's put those right in the front line of fire.
Yep.
Good point, Love Foo.
Yep.
There's not a lot of there's a lot of that goes on. Okay, now over here, scrubbing is not my.
Buck Buddy asked, where do they store all the lawsuit paperwork?
It's
It's where?
Office of Special Affairs.
Exactly. Los Angeles at the Hollywood Guarantee building, not at this property.
Yeah. Let me see if there's another. I'll just name what these buildings are, and if there's a better angle, we'll just say them again.
Okay.
So that building, so you got archive storage on the bottom in the center.
Yeah.
Then right off to the side, you have audio storage and film storage. And then right off to that is where these are the ranchos. So this is where Ron's technical compilations was, the translations and all where they make the books and all that. And then next to that is Del Sol right there. And then
Wait, isn't that Arcomps?
no, yeah, Arcomps is in the ranchos right here.
Yeah, it didn't look like Del Sol,
This is
but
Del
that's all right.
Sol.
Maybe I'm.
Because it's the top.
Oh,
side.
I see.
And
Yeah.
then below that is the hole, the
Yeah.
CMO Int, those two big flat
Yeah.
double wide trailers.
So that's where the hole is, where I was when you had escaped, and Del Sol is where I ran up at 6 o'clock in the morning and hid in a closet to call a cab.
Nice.
That's where that was. And also, whatever, random comment. This side of the property was where at nighttime you had to drive carefully because the possums would come out of nowhere. They were nasty creatures.
Exciting. Okay, this is the double wide trailers, the hole on the bottom left. And then in the middle here, these are music, audio, music studio, upper RAV, lower RAV. This little teeny house in the bottom center, right here where the red thing is, that, I think that was, what is that? I think that was like a UPS building for the studios.
Okay. Weren't there also like audio recording chambers?
Yeah, those are right next to music, the music storage and the musicians rehearsal space. Right on the other side of that, where they're called the echo chambers.
The echo chambers. That's right.
And so we had these microphones that were spinning on poles, and they had like a pulley system that was powered through mercury pools so that they could all continuously spin. And there were speakers all over the room, and it was just a giant box that would echo. And when the mics would spin, it would record that, and they would use that, and it would go through a software program, and you could simulate the Shrine Auditorium, the Flag Fort Harrison Auditorium, the Ruth Eckerd Hall. It was basically like an analog / software computerized. Techie built it. Techie built the whole, designed and built the whole thing.
Wow.
Anyway, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course they got rid of old Gilman House.
Oh yeah, and so then over here,
Yeah.
on this side where there's just grass and stuff, past these little buildings, outbuildings here, where this grass is, that's where OGH. Well, this big area in the middle is the swamp
area, which is where Mark Yeager lived.
Yeah,
In a hut that he
for like
built
a
himself
year
for
or
like
more.
a year. Like he was literally Swamp Man.
Yeah, and then on the other side of that was old Gilman House and Maintenance Man House and the Weesey House. Gary Weesey and his wife Carmen had their own little bedroom, like just a one-room house with a bathroom.
Oh, and there was the Horwich House. Did you say that?
Well, that's why I couldn't see the Horwich House. I think that little teeny building on the top of this thing, I think there's the dentist house and the Horwich House. The trees have grown over, so I'm going to see if he does a top down.
Oh,
we'll see here.
Techie commented Rowan's schoolhouse and UPS.
Yeah,
For that other building we were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now this, so right there. So this is where I think that was the Rowan's house. Yes, because they moved the dentist to Qual.
That's right.
The dentist used to be there.
That's right.
And then this turned into Rowan's.
And there also
Rowan-
used to be trailers
Yeah,
all
Rowan
along
was L.
that.
Ron Hubbard's granddaughter.
Yeah, there used to be trailers where those parking spots are in that
Yeah.
spot right there. There were like 3 trailers before when we were there.
Okay, now this is Highway 79 that comes through the main property right
Yep.
here. And then this is I guess we would call this the South Gate. Or what do they
Yes.
call this? South Gate.
Yeah.
And then this is where you could go across the property. So you could drive from this side of the property. You would get security to open the gate for you. And you could drive across to this side of the property. They'd
Yeah.
open this gate for you and you'd come in.
Yeah.
And so what people would do, like Marty Rathbun.
That's that north side gate, that
Yeah.
gate right there that you're pointing to. That is the gate that Marty escaped
Yeah,
out of.
so he just drove up to this gate on his motorcycle and
Mm-hmm.
said, going across. If you had a motorcycle, and the tunnel was dangerous. There was people walking through it a lot. So if you went through the
And
tunnels,
especially if you were an executive, they were
Yeah.
more likely
Yes,
to
that's true.
allow you to.
because it's faster.
Yes.
So there was a few people that would always use the gates, and it was most people that just use the tunnels.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't personally, like it used to be in the early 90s, you had to cross the highway.
Yes, there was
Which was
no tunnels.
scary on a
There
motorcycle
were no tunnels.
with
Yeah.
the traffic coming really
Yeah, there's no
fast.
stop signs
No.
or anything. So you're basically crossing a dual lane highway. And there's Saboba Indian Casino is right down the road from this. And so everybody coming from the 10 freeway and the 60, they're all jamming through here
Yes.
to hit the casino.
There were a couple of times when I was a newer motorcycle rider and
Yeah.
I would stall out and be like, I gotta get
Yeah.
over quick.
Okay, so this building in the bottom here, in the bottom left-hand corner, that's the garage. That's the estates building.
Yeah.
And then so you have that. So Marty just went here and said, hey, where is it? Yeah, right there. He just drove up here and said, hey, going across. And then they opened the gate. And then instead of going to the other side of the property, he just drove down the highway and left.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what I did too, but I didn't have to go through a gate. Okay.
No.
Now here is the Cine Castle. And this is where OGH in the right-hand side. This is where OGH and Maintenance Man. That's where all this stuff used to be. You can see where all the paths and stuff used to be. They went to all of it and they just bulldozed it. Okay, now this is the Cine Castle. So in this little teeny part of the bottom right-hand side of the building, that's Studio B, and that's like just a little television studio. And then there's a loading dock here where the equipment and stuff can pull up and you can unload it. It's like a loading dock, and then you can bring it inside this big door here where the red cursor is. And then this whole area here is like parking for equipment and trailers and storage or whatever. And then in the back side here, you have sets and props. And then this is where the grip department and the props department are in this big wing here.
Yep.
And then this is where the shoot department, the logistics department, and then we'll see if we can get around to the other side.
Oh,
of
and
the
by the
building.
way, we should comment because we did an escape video when we helped somebody break out from here. And that
Yes.
wall right
this is
there.
where she jumped over
Yeah.
and ran to the highway,
Yep.
and we scooped
and
her
we
up.
had a car waiting there.
That's true. This is a good angle of that.
It is.
Okay, so this right here is Studio B. This is logistics and shoot crew offices. And then this entire thing here, this big giant space, that is the studio proper.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything around the studio is support for sets, props, makeup, costume. Everything that goes into shooting anything in here happens on the perimeter of the building. And out in the back here, we used to call this the Outback Steakhouse. This out back here is where they built all the sets and props. And out back of that is where they would sometimes build stuff outside. If we didn't have any room in the shop and we had to assemble it outside, we did it out here in the Outback Steakhouse. And then there's a little grassy area here, but this fence that goes around the castle, literally the castle wall is the perimeter of the property. This entire wall system and fence system has the ultra barrier barbed wire and microphones and sensors and security lights that light up like a football stadium when they go off.
Yeah.
This is the far outside of the property. This is one of the only buildings on the entire property that is at the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
So you can literally be in your office and 5 minutes later you can be out of the property. There's no other buildings like this because there's a mountain behind the entire other side of the property. And then on where all the buildings are in the middle,
Yeah.
the property goes acres and acres around those buildings. This is the only place where you're just out and you're gone.
But there's not an exit right there, though.
It's not an exit, but you can climb over. You can take
Yeah.
a ladder from sets
Yeah.
and props. It's
I'm just
full of
saying
ladders.
there are only the 4 gates that we showed on the north side of the property and the south side on each end. Those are the entrance and exits. Oh, and there's a gate down at by the G units.
Perfect. Look at that. Okay,
Oh,
good.
there you
So
go.
this is the grip truck with all the Cine equipment.
Mm-hmm.
This is a camera car. This is Cine trailers for gear. This looks like they've got some sort of tents out here or some kind of storage stuff that didn't used to be here. I don't remember that. I don't remember there being anything out here.
Yeah.
Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. I don't remember this. Okay, there's also cameras all around this roof. You can see there's a camera thing there. There's camera things here. There's all sorts of stuff. There's a little satellite rig that I put up there for DirecTV. Seriously, that is exactly what that is. I put it there. I built it. This is where costumes is over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the art department over here. This is makeup here. This is the Cine library. This whole thing up here is the second floor Cine library. And this is the talent lounge. And then these are all like the kind of offices, the Cine exec and the Esto and some of the shoot crew people, camera, all that, conference rooms. It's all over here.
Yeah.
Okay, Jam, let's go. Yeah, see, there's Outback Steakhouse. This is Outback Steakhouse.
I
right
did
here.
not know you guys called it that.
Yeah, there's a hole for costumes is in this area over here. And there's a whole steam generation system here that makes all the steam to run all their dry cleaning machines, and they have ironing things, all steam,
Yep.
steam. And I hooked the hose up to this little pig here, and I could just drive my bike right in here, and I could steam clean my motorcycles with this. I just had it just tapped right into the main tank, and I just like do it. It was a test. It was to test to make sure the system was working.
Of course.
So while I was testing it, I was just spraying down my bike with the high pressure steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, perks of the job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then this. This
Ooh, wow.
right here, poof. This is where Valerie Haney got into a car.
Mm-hmm.
She worked in the talent department. Is right in here. Is in this second floor of this little section of the building right here. And so she would help talent go through costumes, makeup, and all that good stuff. And then a talent would come to the property, like outside actors would hire them to film here.
Yeah.
And so they would park here in these parking spots. And then so when they were shooting, she went out and climbed into this person's trunk. And then when they were done shooting for the day, they left and got in their car and drove off. And they drove out that gate that we talked about, the south gate.
Yep.
And poof, gone
Yeah,
forever.
which that was amazing that she succeeded in that escape.
Okay, so now this is a good thing to show right here. So this, gosh darn it, this is the river. This is a riverbed right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This whole thing is a giant wash. And when it floods, this whole thing fills up. And actually in this picture, there's a ton of water in there.
There is.
That I don't think I ever saw that much water in there except when there was a flood.
Yeah.
It was usually a dry riverbed. Okay, but now, so the Cine Castle is right below the screen here. So I just want to make sure you understand this. So if you do jump over this fence and set off these alarms, and you don't go to the highway and get a ride, if you're just trying to make a break for it, if you go on the highway, they can just drive down the highway and find you.
Right.
So a lot of people, what they would do is they jump over on the wild side here, and now you've got to get through all this, through the river, and get to a road that's on the other side of the river to get out of the property.
Yeah, and so factor in when staff chose this escape route, it would be at nighttime.
Yeah.
For which security had night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you basically have to this is a lot. That's like several hundred yards, maybe 500 yards to get from the Cine Castle to get to the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, too, if the fence shaker alarms were set off, they would trigger the intruder drill.
Yes.
So all the staff would have to close all the blinds, shelter in place.
Yeah. Or the blow drill, or the security drill, or the whichever one it was.
Yeah. But there was several times that they called the intruder drill, and it was actually somebody jumping out.
Yes.
Not the other way around.
Okay. Now, if you've read my book, there's a whole story about how we had to clean out these aeration ponds.
Mm-hmm.
These are the aeration ponds. There's two. There's one here, which it looks like they've let it go dormant, and there's one here. And those things, when they dry up, they basically take all the poo and septic from the entire property and they pump it out to here and they aerate it and they mix it. And the aeration sort of filters the water and the solids float to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then every once in a while they let it go dry and you got to dig all the poo, everything that went to the bottom, you got to dig that out.
Yeah.
They could do that with a dozer in a day or two.
Yep.
But David Miscavige much preferred having the staff do it and take 4 weeks and do it by hand with like bucket brigade.
Because it was a, quote, too gruesome punishment, unquote.
Okay, we got to jam through the rest of this because we're like at $1.40.
Oh, boy.
So that's the river. Okay, good. It's going back. Okay, so let's see if we cover anything new. Now we can just let it rut. That's garage in the middle. Mm-hmm. That's MCI. Oh, we can show everybody where we mustered. So this is MCI right here. See how if we go, let's go.
The lake on the right, that's where you'd get thrown overboard.
That's where you get thrown overboard.
Yep.
What did they say? May your sins be cast to the sea.
We commit your sins to the waves. May you arise a better Thetan.
Yeah. Anyway, fun stuff. Down here where my cursor is, so this building is where everybody would eat. And this is where Golden Era Productions, this is where all 300 gold staff would line up for muster. And, it wasn't in the afternoon. It was lunch and dinner. And at least for lunchtime, the sun was directly overhead. And you would cook.
Hey, look to the right of there. You see that tree on the road in between the lake and MCI?
Yeah.
That's where I broke my leg. No, not there. No. Further out.
Yeah. It's not there. It doesn't exist. We didn't.
Yeah, no, I did.
I'll show you. Right. See, I don't know if you can see it.
I just saw it.
I know. Babe.
Okay.
We passed that. It's by the Cine Castle where you broke your leg.
No, it was not. It was on the curve heading toward the gym. I know. It was my leg that broke.
Oh, I never knew it was over there. I thought it was over by the Cine Castle Road where the garage road from the garage intersects.
No.
Oh, well, golly gee willikers, Batman.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, this is the road. Oh, so this road right here.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay,
that
good.
tree right there. It's
That's where the dog ran out.
Yeah.
Oh,
fine. Not right there. To the right of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Either way.
Okay, so this is the garage. I mean, this is the Cine Gym. These are the lodges. This is the lower lodge. This is the upper lodge. This is where Tom Cruise and David Miscavige used to watch movies when in the 90s when Tom Cruise came to the property, because L. Ron Hubbard's mansion wasn't built yet with all the theater and everything they have up there. Okay, it's just basically another look. You can see the Star of California on the left. You see manufacturing right in the center there. Oh, here's a good view of the clipper ship. There's the pool. Oh, this is a perfect shot. So this is the pool where in my book there was a time when the lake was, everybody who would get thrown in the lake would get thrown overboard in the lake. They would get sick. So they had to stop throwing people in the lake. So David Miscavige was like, I have a good idea. Everybody, like he called us all in at like 3:00 in the morning one night. Everybody was already gone to their apartments or to berthing or wherever. It was like, get everybody back in. And all the executives and people that were in the meetings with him all day long, we all had to come back to the property and we all had to meet up here. And it was, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was night. It was 3:00 in the morning and the pool is heated and it was cold. It's in the middle of the desert. So there was like fog coming off the pool and we're all waiting and waiting and waiting. And basically once everybody got there, it took like an hour for everybody to get there. So from like 3:00 to 4:30, we were just waiting around.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I was there. I'm pretty sure I was there.
I don't remember if you were there. I don't think you were there because
No.
you weren't in the meetings with him that day.
Yeah.
I don't think you were because I would have remembered getting thrown in the pool with you watching.
True. Yeah.
I don't remember that. I would remember.
I
Anyway,
definitely remember you getting the call and having to go back in.
Yes.
I
Anyway,
absolutely remember that.
So we
for
all line
sure.
up around this pool and then we wait for like an hour and a half for everybody to show up. And then after everybody got there, he made us wait like another 20 minutes.
Of course.
And he came strolling down in a robe, like a night robe and slippers
Right.
with his coffee or his tea or whatever the fuck he drank or his bourbon or whiskey or whatever the hell he had.
Yeah, whatever was in there.
And then he ripped us a new one. You guys suck. We met all day. And then you all just went home. You didn't do anything we talked about all day. So we were literally in meetings until like 11 o'clock from like 1 o'clock or maybe 12:30 or 1 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when we went back to our spaces, we were like, well, it's fucking 12:30. Like we're not going to do anything. All our people all went home. Everybody that worked, all the workers went home. So there's nothing we can do. They all left.
Right.
So I was like, screw it. Let's just go home. We'll hit the deck running first thing in the morning. Because now we're not in a meeting with him till 4 a.m. So it's like, we should go home.
Yeah.
We're done. He just cut us loose. Anyway, so everybody gets home. By the time everybody gets home, he's like, hey, where I went down to your work. There was nobody there.
You're supposed to be getting my orders
You're
done
supposed
that
to
I've been
be
giving
getting
you
all the
all
orders done.
in the meetings all day long.
So then we all came back. So they made us wait a bunch longer. So probably about 4-ish.
Yeah.
He's like 4:30. He's like, rips us a new one. And then he just says, okay, you jump in the pool. And you had to walk down the diving board, like walking the plank and then just jump in the pool. And the one thing I remember, I think I left this in the book, but there was this gal named Ray Mueller.
You did leave this in
and
the
she's
book.
like 350 pounds.
And she was also an elderly woman.
She was like in her 60s
Right.
at least.
Right.
And he made her walk the thing. And when she got almost to the end, the diving board was almost touching the water. And people were like, you can't jump now. If you jump off, that thing's going to hit you in your,
Oh my
in your
gosh.
backside and you're going to get injured.
Yeah.
So then she had to turn around on the diving board while it was bent over and walk back up. And then after that, we were like, there's no way he's going to make her jump in. And he was like, you just walk in from the side. And he made her go to the side of the pool and
It's
just
elder abuse.
walk in. And we were
Yeah.
just like, everybody there was like, dude, that is some dastardly deeds you're
Yeah.
doing right now, dude. Like, you're on another level of insanity.
Yeah.
This poor woman also, she had nothing to do with anything.
No.
I don't even remember what her job was. She was
She-
like an evaluator.
She was like a secretary or something.
yeah,
Like,
she was like, she did she pushed papers.
yeah. It's crazy.
Anyway, so that happened there in that pool. That's the diving board that bent into the water right there where the cursor is. And
Yep.
then that's the lower villa where David Miscavige's room was and Shelley's room was and Mark Ingber's room was and Guillaume Lesevre and Mark Yeager and maybe a few other their spouses or something like that. And then this is the middle villa and then the upper villa.
Yep.
Okay, we really do have to. I keep saying we have to jam, but
I know.
Dave is 65 now, somebody says.
Yep.
I believe it. Yeah, Dave is 65. He's a big POS. Dave is inhumane. Yes, for sure. Okay, now that's
Completely.
building 50 right there. Oh,
Yep.
gosh, darn it, man. I got to move to do. Okay, so this is building 50. This is David Miscavige's personal building.
Mm-hmm.
And for years and years and years, it took millions of dollars to build, and they overran it and they ripped everything out. And
This
they,
one was 40 million.
40 million in the end to build
Yeah.
this building.
And Dave's wing, which is also where Shelley worked, is on the right-hand side on the second floor.
Yeah, right
That
here.
whole section there. Yep.
Like basically this whole thing here is Dave's domain.
Yep.
And then this is all RTC offices and everything. And in the middle is a giant conference facility
Yep.
where he would drag us all up there.
Oh,
to
and
meet
by
with
the
him.
way, yeah, and on the left-hand side on
This
the
is-
second floor, that's not that
this side,
building.
this side.
Yeah, there you go. That is where Tom Cruise had his office when Tommy Davis, who was a Sea Org member at the time, was
Yes.
working for Tom Cruise as his assistant for several years.
Yes.
When Tom Cruise visited this property, that's where he
That's
set up
where
his
his
offices.
offices.
Yes.
And then this is all vehicle storage over here and personal storage. So this is where he's got all the other 10 ultralight pedal bikes and motorcycles and Harley Davidsons and Acuras and Lexuses and Jeeps and Miatas and all that is all over here.
Yep.
BMWs. Okay, play. Holy moly, this is a marathon.
I know this,
This
is
is a
longer
good
than we
video, though.
expected.
But
Yep.
this is good. We're being thorough.
Yep, for
Hey,
sure.
this is where Cinetown used to be.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and this is where the G's are over there on that side.
Mhm.
Get off of here, loopity loop. Oh yeah, it shows. This is I think that's a switch yard building down there where the power comes in from Edison and it transforms it for the entire property, called the 12 kV
Yep.
system because there's 12,000 kilovolts. Okay, now you can see this is Golden Era Golf Course again, and this is where the sublet houses used to be. So right here,
Wow, they really just got rid of all of them.
yeah. So right here is where that rose garden and by the G units was,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'd walk over here, and then this was a road, like a paved road.
Oh yeah, and where that little inlet is
This-
where you'd pull into the road, right? And you could
Yes.
either go right or left.
That's right. You go like this. You go wah, you go to here, and then
Yep.
you'd go down here and to here.
Yep.
And there was like a little turnaround here.
Yes.
These were all houses, and this is called Sublet Road.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they bought every single house, demolished it, and then demolished the road.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody could drive in here and spy on Mr. Risky Business if he was over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going. So this is all Golden Era Golf Course. So this is the perimeter of the gold base, and this is where the golf course starts. And then this is the river that's right behind it. I think it's the San Jacinto River. That's what this is right here. And then this on the other side is Toll's Dairy. You see all those fields up there? Those be cows. And this would make all the flies in the world for them to fly over here and try to eat your sandwich. Okay.
Yep.
This is the Golden Era Golf Course. This line.
Oh, Mitch just said I was attacked by Dave's dogs in that rose garden.
Yes.
Yeah, Dave's dogs attacked a number of staff.
Yeah, Buster.
Yeah, well, I think
And the
I
beagles,
think he's
too.
talking about the beagles.
Yeah, but Buster
did
ate a lot
previously.
of people.
Yeah,
If he was a public dog, he would have been put down like 10 times.
Yeah.
Because he bit that many people.
yeah.
Okay, this is
And yeah.
the perimeter of the property where this kind of, where you see where this lake is on the golf, you see all the greens, and then you see it changes, the terrain changes. This is the perimeter of the gold base.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Yeah, it really is. This is the basketball courts. That's what this is right here, right?
Mhm.
This is tennis courts. Oh, volleyball courts.
Yeah, so they added that
Volleyball
after we
courts.
left.
No, they had
Oh,
volleyball
they did?
courts. Yeah, they did. We just never
Oh.
played on them.
Yeah.
And then this was a soccer field, and this was a soccer field.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a baseball field. This was a soccer pitch. And then, we might even get to see the running program. So again, this river was always dry.
Mm-hmm.
When we were there, it was mostly dry, unless it was flooding. Okay, now this is the lake. Now, remember when Crystal was running and biking or whatever people were doing. This is where that motorcycle drove by. Danny drove by on his motorcycle. This is all a path that connects the soccer field and the baseball field and the basketball courts. So it's called a par course. And you run along this thing, and it has all these stations. You do 10 pull-ups. And then you go here and you go, do 10 push-ups. And then you can do, here's a balance beam. Walk across this. And you basically have all these little stations. And if you did this whole thing and you did all the stations, well, you're pretty much a rock star. I think I did it twice the whole time we worked there. Yep. Okay, this is the lake where we would get thrown in the lake when we get thrown overboard. And there's an island. There's like a little brick stone veneer bridge that leads from the land out to this big tree island. And then you'd walk out there, and then they'd say, "We commit your sins to the waves, and may you arise a better fate." And then,
I think it's.
And then it was like 2 feet of water and 4 feet of mud.
And you're not allowed to jump in; they have to push you.
They have to push you in, and they'll let you take your shoes off. And
no, they don't.
Oh,
they did not. Not in my case.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no. I was thrown overboard.
Well, maybe I was just taking them off, or
twice.
when I'd go down there, I wouldn't wear my shoes. I would just.
Oh, see, you're just a rebel.
Yeah. Okay. So then again, here, this is manufacturing building. This building in the bottom, and then that's the garage. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Come on, video play. Oh, I have it on half speed. Holy moly! I was like, now it's going too.
Somebody
slow.
said, as a Minnesotan, I can safely say that is a pond, not a lake. True. That's true.
Yeah, we
It's
called
not
it
a
the
lake.
lake.
We
It was the
called it the
biggest
lake.
pond we had, so it had to be delineated. Okay, now this is the property. This is where the lookout. I don't know if we'll be able to see that in this person's video.
I think this is a different perspective.
But
either way,
but the property goes all the way up to the top of this mountain, to the ridge of this mountain.
Right.
So technically, this is the property.
This is where you retrieved Harry the tarantula when you were riding up here, right?
Yeah, this is. I think we didn't see. Maybe it's at the top here. I'm just waiting to see if we see it. Another angle of the dangle. Okay.
Yeah, and it's anyway. You can see how isolated this property is. And it's 500 acres, right?
Here's the shot I was looking for.
Okay.
So this is Sanderson, I think, right here. And then the property is over here. So once you get across the river, you still have to get over to here to this development or get over to this main road over here.
Yeah, and where was it that they ran you off the road?
This
just
is State Street.
after the bridge.
Is this? I'm trying to see what.
Oh
yeah, no, this is the highway. This is where I went.
Yeah.
So I went down this highway right here.
Yep.
So this is where like Hillside used to be. Hillside.
Hillside.
The apartments that used to be here.
Right.
They were called Hillside. We used to call them Hillslide. And then there was another thing over here. I think there was another place that people used to live in over here.
Yeah.
But this is where I drove down the road. And right when I got across the bridge here, this is where the road, kind of the shoulder ends right in here. And it just turns into a fence or whatever. And this is where they jammed me off the road. Right here is where they ran me off the road.
So you hadn't even made it to town yet?
No, I was literally just on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
And they were like, nope, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So this is on the east side of the property. So there's Toll's Dairy over there on the other side of the river. That's good that they showed that. That's cool. Let's see what else he has. Yeah. Oh, this is it right here. Tighter view. So that's Hillslide. So yeah, right here, right in this spot right here where the cursor is, that's where I got ran off the road. That's where the bike cover, that's where the book cover takes place with me on the bike.
There you go.
We're going around that corner. Okay. We did it, folks. We freaking did it.
Made it to the end.
Holy
Hallelujah.
moly, that was almost 2 hours. Let's
That
do
was a
some
lot
giveaways.
to cover. Yes, there we go.
What's it say?
Thanks to everyone
Mark
who
made
has
the traffic going 150 now. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot it was on half speed, guys. Took a lot longer for no reason. Before it was going too fast for me to keep up with, and then there's Depeche Mode videos playing on here. We gotta turn that off. Okay.
All right.
So remember, you're supposed to remind me I gotta share the giveaway screen.
Yes, share the giveaway screen.
So we have 120 participants right now.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna let, if you guys want, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want, I will give you a few more minutes. If you haven't commented, you've been watching all this time. There's 300 people in here now.
Nice.
So
Yay.
I mean, it's
So anyone who hasn't commented, get your comments in and you'll be included in the giveaway. And no worries if you're not
Yeah.
interested in your very own fake Navy doll.
Trevor says we expect, of course, 6.5 hour episodes now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That
No.
was. yeah.
Anyway, we've got a few more entries coming in here.
I just couldn't believe that John and Margie bore with us through all of that. That
Yeah.
was really, yeah. Anyway, it was a great conversation.
Yeah, you know what I want to do? I
Yeah.
want to put up some comments of people that worked there.
Oh yeah. Okay, good. Let's do
And
it.
we'll wait, and then when we get to like 130 entries,
Okay.
we'll call it and we'll do that. And that'll get us out right about the right time.
Okay.
Okay.
So later I worked in there on the player
This is
piano.
Techie. He's the guy
Techie,
that built
yes.
all those studios, the recording studios, the mixing studios, he built everything.
Yep.
He built the manufacturing area where I worked, everything that dude built or
Yep.
worked on the equipment,
Yep.
set up the equipment.
Yep.
And then it said later, oh, maybe there's another
Later I
comment.
worked in there on the player. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, I didn't star any of these, so I have no idea what the other comment was.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
but he
fine.
said later I worked there on the piano player. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we, we got a bunch of starred ones here. Sorry. Let's see. Here we go. Question. Any news about the USB? Let's really get Osa scared. You know, I haven't looked for it. I don't even know where to look anymore.
I can tell you where to look.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll look.
We'll look. Thanks for the reminder. Meredith, hi from down the road in Parker. Did you winterize? We did
No.
not yet, but
We
we
need
have that
to.
on the list for
We
next
need-
weekend.
we
Thank
need
you
to.
for the reminder,
Yeah.
Meredith. We appreciate it. Brian, question. Would David Miscavige ever consider selling off all or part of the Int Base? It has to be costly to keep it running and green, and it sounds like there aren't that many staff there nowadays.
That's a weird question because that's where L. Ron Hubbard's house is.
Right.
So he basically
He did talk about doing that
100%.
at various times. Yes,
But-
but I don't think he ever would.
he would talk about doing all kinds of things.
He did.
He would also talk about shutting down all of Golden Era Productions and moving it to Los Angeles.
Which
and
he
he
did.
do that.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
But I would say I think he's absolutely considered it.
Yeah.
But there's basically like over $100 million worth of investments on that property now.
Right.
Easily, maybe even 200 million.
Yeah, and it serves as a property that they can ship problem staff to.
Yes, it's basically a place where
It's
the
like
Shelley
they're-
Miscaviges of other bases can be sent to this
That's
base.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
And do just make work all day, every day.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's no. Yep. Anyway, all
Okay.
right. Oh, hold on. Are you going to take down the giveaway screen or just leave that there
No,
for
I
now?
said when we hit 130, we're at 127, so we're almost there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Put the comment back up then. Okay, here we go. Matt Denny, I mean, they make it look amazing. It feels like the Wizard of Oz. It looks fantastic, but pull the curtain aside and it's just a rotten facade.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
like the Disneyland of North Korea.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It looks amazing,
Mm-hmm.
but there ain't nothing good happening.
No.
It's a lot of human.
Can you switch you
Suffering.
to your camera, please?
Oh,
I don't
sure.
like seeing myself in
Oh,
replicate.
sorry. Yeah, I didn't even realize I didn't do that.
You're
Okay. What is this thing you call CDs?
good. Right?
So we were talking about this. My friend here from England is here visiting with us, and he used to work at the Int Base with me. He's a big lighting director for films and movies and TV shows, and he's a big rock star.
Yeah.
Anyway, but when we were making cassettes, CDs had already been out for 20 years.
Yeah.
And then when we started making VHS, DVDs had already been out for years.
Yeah.
And then by the time we started making DVDs, everything was a digital download. And then by the time we started making CDs, then everything was a digital download. Like iPods were around when we
Of
were
course.
making CDs.
Yeah.
And so, and when video VHSs came out, we were doing 16 millimeter projection.
Yeah.
And then when we switched to, we finally switched to HD, 4K had been out. So I would say they're, depending on the technology, they're usually about 10 to 30 years behind the whole rest of the world.
Yep.
And by the time they build the facility to do that medium is ancient now, and nobody has any players to play the actual medium.
Yep.
We're still at 127. Anybody out there want to comment? Just
Well,
jam in there.
let's just do it. Maybe it's not refreshing either.
Oh, good point. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it. Screw it. We'll get out of here. We'll get out of here before we hit the.
Yeah, people have stayed with us a long time now.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4. Ooh, you
Ooh,
almost won.
I almost won.
Rose. Oh, ooh. Ah, Grace Case. There you go. Congratulations, Grace Case. Remember, you guys, you got to send us. You got to send us in your fake Navy Davy photos.
Yes.
So we can get those photos. We promise October is going to be a much better month because you guys are going to send us more pictures, and then we'll do like a proper social media one. Tag Blown for Good at Blown for Good on Facebook or Twitter or Insta or wherever you post it, so we know we got it. And you can even send us a message on the channel saying, "Hey, I posted this." But if we see it, we'll like it and retweet it and all that happy hoo-ha. We did a marathon today, guys.
We did
a marathon. I'm going to put the comments, live comments up on the screen. And so everybody who comments for the rest of the video, your comment will be right up there on the big screen.
Yep.
And then
and later this week, you'll be doing a follow-up with Apostate Alex on the IAS event. So
There's
we'll
a date.
post a link to that on our community page.
If you didn't see the video I did with him on last week on Wednesday,
Yep.
We'll put a link to that. Don't forget, you got a lot of links to Rama over here.
I don't have paper, so
Lots of
I'll
links.
just have to remember.
She never remembers.
I remember all the time. Come on now.
Never. Doesn't happen. Okay, guys.
Such a generality.
Until next time. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to help support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store link in the description. We have Hail Xenu, Xenu is my homeboy, and BFG branded mouse pads, shirts, mugs, all sorts of other stuff in there that helps us to bring you new content on a regular basis. You can also pick up a copy of my book, Blown for Good, Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology, in hardback, Kindle, and Audible versions as well. There's also a link to our podcast, and you can get that on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to watch another video, you can click on this link right here, or you could click on this one here, or you can click on the subscribe button right here. Thanks a lot. Until next time.